Before we get into our next topic, guys, I want to remind all of you, when you're hiring for your small business and you want to find quality professionals that are right for the role, you have to check out LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn Jobs has the tools to help you find the right professionals for your team faster and for free. LinkedIn isn't just a job board. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals you can't find anywhere else, even those who are actively searching for a new job or not actively searching for a new job, but might be open for positions. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites, so if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. On LinkedIn, 86% of businesses get a qualified candidate within 24 hours. You gotta hire professionals like a professional on LinkedIn.
All right, let's continue our conversation about the Browns. So obviously it's been kind of a doom and gloom week. We've been talking about injuries to Deshaun Watson, a concussion for Denzel Ward. We've talked about Greg Newsome being banged up.
Offensive line,
the left tackle situation. It's been a mess. As we head into the season, 16 days, the Browns will play their first regular season game. The NFL season starts in 13 days, right? Who's playing the Thursday night opener? I forgot. Chiefs?
It's the
Isn't the Ravens? No.
I thought it was the Chiefs.
It's the Chiefs and Ravens, isn't it?
Yeah.
Might
and
be.
Ravens.
I think that's it. Chiefs
I
and
will
Ravens.
double check that. But what do you feel? What about this team are you confident in, Tyvis, heading into the season?
I'm still confident. I'm confident in the D-line. I mean, that's still, to me, the strength of this team. I think that was why this team was so successful last year, because Myles Garrett and other guys contributed to bringing that pressure. And when you look at, this defensive line going to get other pieces like Mike Hall Jr., going to get Quentin Jefferson, like you're getting pieces that's been successful in the NFL. You got Shelby, Mo Hurst being back healthy, all of those guys to me. And I feel like Za'Darius is going to play with a chip on his shoulder because he knows that he didn't perform the way he was supposed to perform. And I think he really wanted to get a bigger contract, but seeing that the market was probably dry, so I think that's why he re-signed with Cleveland. And he felt like he didn't live up to the potential that he had. So I'm expecting all of these guys, and not just him, that entire D-line kind of didn't show up that last go-round, that Houston game.
Yeah.
Outside of Alex Wright, I think he might have been the only one. So I think that D-line to me is and not just them, the defense period is the only thing to me that I'm like, all right, I know when it come down to it that these guys is going to perform, because it's such a bad taste in their mouth from how they performed against Houston that they are eager to get back out there and right that wrong. So to me, the confidence that I have is that defense is going to ball.
Mike?
Yeah, I was going to say the defensive line too, and I would go a step further, Ty. I'm actually confident this is the year that someone other than Myles Garrett has double-digit sacks for the Browns. I think you can make a case.
Well, I already predicted that with Alex Wright, so where you been?
I'm saying it could be Alex. I think it could be Za'Darius. I think the interior pass rush they added, and Quentin Jefferson and Mike Hall on top of what we saw last year from Shelby Harris and Mo Hurst is going to put offensive line and offensive coordinators in absolute hell trying to come up with a game plan to give the requisite attention to Myles Garrett without sacrificing and giving up bad matchups along the line to everyone else. But because Tyvis said the offensive line, I'm going to pivot to a little something different. I'm confident David Njoku has another level to his game that we haven't seen yet. And it got unlocked in the second half of last season with DTR and then with Joe Flacco. His targets, his catches, his yards, all that went up. But I think it's just more of David Njoku finally putting everything in his game together and not a result of just getting an increased target share that put him on the ascension and in the top tier of tight ends, not just from a fantasy standpoint, from a legitimate production standpoint last year. As I look forward to 2024, if Deshaun's healthy, this offensive line we have question marks about. Where is he going to end up checking the ball down to a ton? A guy like David Njoku. So I don't think the last 6 games of last season was a fluke. I'm confident that the best of David Njoku is still to come.
Did you say you think he's a tier 1 tight end?
He was at the end of last season.
No, he was not.
All fantasy production-wise, yes, he was.
Well,
wow.
Yes, he was.
You can't.
Boy, he was pretty good.
He was good, but he's not tier 1.
He was the number 2 target.
First of all, you could argue that Travis Kelce is alone in tier 1.
I'm saying he was in the class of tight ends.
Sam Laporta was pretty darn good.
Travis Kelce, George Kittle, Sam Laporta, he's not in that class.
For the last 6 games of last season,
I
yes,
don't.
he was.
6 games doesn't mean anything.
Well, that's why I'm
And
projecting.
I don't disagree.
That's why I'm projecting.
There's plenty of guys who are good over a 6-game stretch. David Njoku's been in the league like 6-7 years already.
And I didn't say his whole career's been.
Sam Laporta did it as a rookie.
And I think Laporta's in that same conversation.
Well,
This is
no.
supposed to be Feel Good Friday, Bull. Let us feel good about David
We gotta
Njoku.
keep it real. I mean, David Njoku has been a average tight end until the end of last year, where he played a lot better than that. I don't know. I think he could play that well for a full season. I still don't think he's in. I think he's in. Would be in tier 2. He's never even been a tier 2 tight end in his career. He's been a tier 3.
The last 6 games of last season.
Okay, that's fine.
And my projection is, what do I feel good about? I feel confident that was not a fluke. That can continue into
all right.
2024.
I'm not as confident.
This is his.
Oh, it was my second one because I was going to go with the defensive line.
I mean, it's obviously the defense. I'll throw out the special teams in terms of the punter and kicker. I think the Browns, that combo of punter and kicker, the Browns are as strong as any team in the league. Now, with kickers, you kind of never know from year to year. They can be unpredictable. But Hopkins was so good last year that I have a lot of faith in him going into the season. And Bjorquez is one of the best punters in the league. So you got to feel good about where you are at punter and kicker. Unfortunately, none of us said quarterback. Even you, Tyvis. And you're more optimistic about Deshaun than certainly Mike and I are.
Correct. Because I still got to see it.
Yeah.
But I thought I seen enough of him last year. And the fact that I do think he's going to have a good season. I really do. Because like I said, I just kind of know where he was mentally. Like, not that I know him, but I've seen it before. I've seen what he done before. Like the second half of that Baltimore game, to him, he probably thought, this is it. I'm back. Like, I finally am back. I can put a team on my back. I could carry him to a victory in Baltimore. I can win the big games. I still got it. And then, boom, you go down with an injury. So, to him, he sat there and he sat back and he watched Joe Flacco just kind of take over Cleveland. And he was thinking to himself, that should be me. Like, I was there. I had Cleveland right here. Everybody was cheering my praises after that Baltimore game, and somebody just came and snatched it from him. And he's probably thinking, I've done it one time, and I know it's still there. I can get back to that.
Man,
and I think to me, I feel like mentally he's so locked in on because he needed to see it again. He probably doubted himself too. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna ever be that guy again. And once he seen that moment, he probably was like, I definitely got this. So I think to him, he wanted to get back out there and really show people, like, I'm back, I'm that dude. So that's, to me personally, what I feel is going to happen. I know y'all might not see it that way, but I'm telling you, that's what I personally think when I see him.
You got him living off 120 yards and a touchdown. I don't know. I mean, I got to see a lot more than he wasn't like he played like a superstar in that second half.
He did what did he go, 100% in the second half?
No,
Yeah, 14 for 14.
The
one
he had an
pass
incompletion, but it was a penalty. But he only threw for 120 yards. Did he throw a pick too? Wasn't it a touchdown?
Yeah, his first half was not
First
that
half, he
good.
had a pick six.
I mean,
That might have been the first
half was
play.
horrible.
Yeah. Kyle Hamilton had that off the right side of the line.
Yeah.